constant. It just never ends. Kids and their ability to rewatch things. It's unbelievable. But that's not what we're talking about. We are here to talk about your New Orleans Saints. And there are a couple big headlines today around the NFL in terms of guys getting paid, specifically in terms of defensive linemen getting paid. And it led me into a Cam Jordan appreciation moment as I'm sitting there at like 4:35 this morning and I'm writing and I'm reading. It just really hit me how thankful you should be if you're a New Orleans Saints fan for what you have in Cam Jordan. So in the news recently, we talked about this when the Mahomes deal was signed, that one of the best parts about how Kansas City handled the Mahomes extension is that they still left themselves room to pay Chris Jones, who has been very good for them on the defensive line. So Chris Jones ends up getting 4 years, $80 million. He's got $37 million due at signing. That's great. Here's another little interesting note: $60 million guaranteed for injury. This is something that Kansas City has now dabbled in twice. I'm not a contract expert, so I guess they could give you more context on this. But for what it's worth, I don't remember this sort of aspect being in contracts, or at least it wasn't highlighted in the same way that we have with the Mahomes deal and now the Jones deal. So that's just something to watch for future deals. He also has like $5 million incentives. Point being, he's now making $20 million a year. Myles Garrett, who's been very good in Cleveland, very good. He signs a 5-year extension worth $125 million. He is now the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. And look, again, he's been very good. If you look since 2017, who is fourth in the league in sacks per game? It's Myles Garrett, right there at 0.82 sacks per game. But you know who's right ahead of him at 0.84 sacks per game? Cam Jordan. And so Myles Garrett is now the highest paid defensive lineman in the NFL. He's followed by Aaron Donald, DeMarcus Lawrence, DeForest Buckner, Frank Clark, Chris Jones, Trey Flowers, Yannick Ngakoue. I've never said his name out loud. I don't know if I hit that right at all. The point being, all of those people that I just rattled off make more money than does Cam Jordan. And yet there are only 2 players on that list that have been all-pro 3 years in a row: Aaron Donald and Cam Jordan. There's only 2 players on that list that have made an all-decade team: Aaron Donald and Cam Jordan. I mean, you are talking about potentially the best edge defender, definitely the best two-way edge defender in the entire league. Cam Jordan can do it against the run. He can do it against the pass. He's always available. Pass. How about this? Do y'all realize this? He's never missed a game in 9 years. And he plays over 90% of the snaps because he's not a third down specialist, okay? Like Chandler Jones tops that sacks per game list. You're not getting the value out of Chandler Jones that you get out of Cam Jordan. Never missed a game in 9 years. I was reading a Mike Triplett piece. He played through a torn adductor last season, late in the season, into the playoffs. He waited to have surgery till after the year. And so he has all these accomplishments. And yet, what did he do when it was his time for a contract? And let's be clear, I don't encourage this for players. Like, I believe in players maximizing their value. NFL, not for long, all that BS. Get your money where you can. Like, I agree with players using their leverage, maximizing their value. But I think we should also give credence to guys who choose to go, or give credit to guys who choose to go a different route. And that's exactly what Cam Jordan did. He didn't stomp his feet. He didn't hold out. He said, we're going to get a deal done. And they got a deal done. And look, and he makes good money. He makes $17.5 per year. It's just that when you look at other players around the league, what they're currently making versus what Cam Jordan does, he is woefully underpaid. And yet, do you hear him mention it? Is he talking about a renegotiation? Is he talking about holding out? No. All Cam Jordan ever talks about is getting back on the field with his teammates and wanting to go win. The bottom line. I mean, think about this. We talked about those guys that are top 10 in salary. So Aaron Donald and Cam Jordan are the only ones that have been all-pro each 3 seasons. Well, DeForest Buckner, Flowers, Jones, Lawrence, they only have 1 all-pro each over the last 3 years, and yet they all make more money than him. The bottom line, I just want everybody to take a moment today and appreciate Cam Jordan. If you are a Saints fan, appreciate that he has given everything to the city of New Orleans, and he will continue to do so. And to me, this is why so badly, y'all. He is like one of the top 3 reasons why I want the Saints to win a championship. I want Cam Jordan to win a championship. It's one of the key reasons why the Nola no call still hurts so bad to this day. And yes, you were cheated out of something incredible like Cam Jordan at Media Day, which would have been absolutely spectacular. But even more so, Cam Jordan was cheated out of being on the stage that he has worked for and he has rightfully earned. And it's kind of crazy, but when you look now, he's getting a bit older, man, and windows closed and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Greg LaMontagne is a Hall of Famer. Absolutely. He's an all-decade team member. If you make an all-decade team, there's a very good chance you make the Hall of Fame. And yet this is a man that you've never heard anything bad about. Like I said, putting it online every single week, week in and week out for New Orleans, for the fans, for the franchise. Shout out to you, Cam Jordan, and big thanks. And you deserve to be paid more than these other guys. But you're the man nonetheless. I mean, we always want quarterbacks to take hometown discounts, right? Let's give credit when a guy actually does. The man, Cam. All right.